Hello, 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 everybody. Not by chance that y'all got on this call today on this wonderful Thursday. This not by chance that you are on this wonderful, wonderful training. Again, this is day 3 of the mind shift change, of changing of kingdom mindset, understanding kingdom in its whole holistic way of knowing who you are. Yes, yesterday's homework, we're going to go over some maximizing more of your purpose in what we call intentional self-care. All right, guys, let's do this. 4 techniques for saying no to self-doubt. I know y'all was like, what? Yes, 4 techniques that I've used for saying no to self-doubt. So in your business, in everything, basically what we do as humans, right? In the fleshy side, we doubt what God has put in us. So in these couple of slides, I'm going to break down some things that hopefully will help you to recharge those questions that we went over yesterday and the day before. So when we talk about your business is a part of you. What was their cause to understanding what you are supposed to be doing in this season? How to reset. Oh, I got it together. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing this thing on the way I want to do it. It's how I want to do it, and God is blessing me. Yeah, but God is blessing you, but do you really trust Him in everything you do? Are you really saying no to that little tiny, and in some of us, big person inside of us that's doubting what God has put in us? When He says, write the vision down and make it plain, on tables, not tablets. It's really what it's to reinforce for you. God already knows what's in you, but it's for you to reinforce in yourself what it is that God gave you and how to implement it and how to share the wealth. Number 1, self-doubt. You probably cringed when you read the words a moment ago. I know I did. Don't you hate it when you get caught up in the world of negative self-talk? I know I do. The problem is it's so easy to wind up here, wind up right there in that mindset of thinking self-doubt and wondering what the problem is. One offhand mark from someone you look up to or a reminder of a past failure can cause you to downward spiral all over again. So as we go through this thing called life, right? And it's very transitional and changey all the time. We have a tendency to, like I said before with the critter brain, in the first part was talk about we like to record. Our first mind is it helps us, it records the things, even though it's good or bad or negative or positive, it records. So when we hear certain trigger words, and this is, what us as coaches and counselors and psychiatrists and, those people use a trigger, it takes you back down to this spiral way of thinking, this stinking thinking. You are focusing on failure. You're telling yourself every reason in the world why you should stop right now. In short, you've just derailed yourself completely. Don't get in your own way. That's another message that we're going to be talking about. Instead, take back control of your life. You start by saying no to the self-doubt. You cast it out using these simple techniques. Number one, say the words. This may sound overly simplistic, but just say no. When self-doubt, it creeps in, and stay there. Don't say, well, okay, you're right. I think, no. Change your perspective. This is about kingdom mindset changing, right? Change your perspective on what you are doing. Change it and what you're saying to yourself. It's very important to shift your mindset. The point here is to stop traveling what is really likely a well-worn path. You've been down this 1,000 times before, but firmly telling yourself you're not thinking about this right now. You're freeing yourself to engage in new thought, and a new thought, perhaps one about exciting place you're going to next. We have to change our perspective. We understand, and like I said yesterday, everything is done for your good. So if it's for our good, then there is a lesson that we must actually learn from this process. Remind yourself this isn't the end. If you are still above ground, we still got an opportunity. Feeling like a failure because something went wrong, instead of wallowing in self-doubt, it's okay to take a minute to feel bad. God did not give us these emotions to minimize them. He gave these emotions to be able to feel. We have been blessed with the power of will and the authority of will. But God, even Jesus went when he went into the Garden of Gethsemane, right? He kept on fighting with the will in him, but he ultimately conceded and said, not my will be done, but thy will be done, right? So it's a fight. Yes, it is. But you have to shift your mindset into thinking of a different perspective on how this looks. Examine the situation. Remind yourself everyone fails from time to time. The important thing is to figure out what you can learn from the experience. So everything is a lesson. A mistake is something that you do that you did not think that was going to harm you, or it didn't come out right. That's what it is. And it's okay to make mistakes. We are not perfect. We are righteous in God's eyes. Learn something. Learn something. It's important to self-doubt creeps in when we don't feel prepared. What is it about this moment right now? Creating these feelings inside. If you're worried about failing, right? What part of the process do you expect to go wrong? Because we already have a preconceived notion on all of this, right? So this might be an opportunity to learn something. It says the mind of the learned is blessed. So if we're mastering a new skill and it goes a long way towards erasing self-doubt, it's a work, it's a process. Business people intuitively understand important basic principles: planning, budgeting, accounting, the value exchange that takes place in all business all the time, right? Whether we like it or not, money is important. It is, right? So if business people who understand how money works were put in inappropriate roles in church structures, come on, I think the implications would be dramatic. Yet the Bible speaks comprehensively about human marketplace, right? The marketplace, the Christian marketplace. The Old Testament word was the gate, right? The public square where people met and did their business together. And there was a clear sense that God is intensely interested in this world of human social engagement and activity, this world where we spend most of our time. So when we have that understanding that we are, as business owners, business people, entrepreneurs, we have to say no to, even though it hurts, even in our normal aspect. I gave you a taste of that when we were talking about marketing, right? I gave you a taste of that when it was dealing with you're investing in certain things that put you more in debt when in reality you need to invest. Those words, that verb vocabulary, we got to change the way we talk. And that comes to our next one, all right? Change your self-talk. Self-doubt is firmly rooted in the things we tell ourselves. So why are you putting yourself down? That's the biggest question. Why? How dare you? Put yourself down. Here's where you need to dig out all the negative statements and to replace them with more positive counterparts. It is a fight, binding and loosing. Binding and loosing. Come on, y'all. That's what this is. For example, if you think you're going to fail, detail your past successes. You speak those things that have already manifested. You bring them into the manifestation of your self-doubt, and you sit there and you move them and you shift it, and that's where your mindset changes. That's how God moves us into a new thing. And he says, now I can use you. You're not immature no more. You're understanding that this maturism, this stretching that I'm putting you through is giving you breakthrough to be able to go to the next level. Now I can give you what you need. Now I can push you where you need to go. I'm excited. I'm so excited. This is a process which you have to be very conscious of. It is a continued thing. So be on the lookout for negative statements so you can attack them the moment they appear. With a little practice, you'll find it's not as hard as you think to get rid of self-doubt. Now, there's always a saying, circumstances changes every 90 days, okay? And it takes about 30 to 60 days to create a habit. So you have to create a consistent habit, right? So this key is to pay attention to what you're telling yourself and act accordingly. Submit yourself to God. Submit yourself to God and submit to his will and be clear and aware of your tactics and what you do. Because like I said before, sometimes we cause ourselves, I say this all the time, disobedience causes self-inflicted wounds. Sometimes when we don't listen to God and listen to the inner man, right? That we just think and scoff it off as conscience. Okay, this is my conscience or whatever. We actually disregard what God has put in us. In no time at all, you'll get yourself back on track. In the meantime, hang in there. You have this new attitude down in no time. So again, I'm not trying to keep y'all here long. I'm just giving y'all a taste. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share the wealth and share it to our community page. Please share and do not hesitate to look over the packages on our website, wealthbuilderskingdom.com. And we still have some seats, and you can also pay for installments. Look over our package and become a client today. We look forward to servicing you.